Hello all. Welcome to Applications Manager free training series. Let's take a look at the agenda for today. Today we'll be covering how to auto-discover components and dependencies across your entire application stack, how you can measure key performance metrics across your applications, servers, and databases, how you can leverage AI and ML to detect anomalies, analyze performance trends, and plan capacity. Lastly, we'll be discussing how you can achieve more out of Applications Manager with its built-in integrations. Now let's get started with the session. The first topic for the day is auto-discovering components and dependencies across your entire application stack. Let us understand this with the help of an example. So we are going to be taking an example of a global financial service provider. Now, ABC is a global financial service provider, and their virtual data center comprises of 10 Hyper-V servers, which in turn hosts about 500 of IIS, SQL, .NET, Postgres, Tomcat, and Windows Server each. Now, we can imagine the complexity in their environment, right? So first and foremost, they were facing issues with respect to tackling scalability and complexity of their environment. Since they were using a lot of monitoring tools and not one single one, they were facing issues with visibility into application performance. Now, this lack of visibility was derailing them from identifying and pinpointing the root cause of issues. They were also unable to understand how to allocate resources for their applications optimally. Now let's see how Applications Manager helped them resolving all of these scenarios. First and foremost, Applications Manager was able to discover all the servers, services, and applications that were running within their IT infrastructure. Now, to discover all resources across their IT infrastructure, three methods can be used: network discovery, bulk discovery, and virtual infrastructure discovery. Network discovery is the process of discovering all the resources in a specified network. It discovers monitors running in the default port only. Next one is bulk discovery. Using the bulk import capability, you can add monitors of the same type in bulk. Bulk import of monitors is performed using a CSV file, which contains all the configuration details of the monitor that you wish to add. Now, ideally, there are two types of dependency mapping that can be done with Applications Manager. First one is server to application dependency, and the second one is application to application dependency. Now, server to application dependency displays all the applications that are running on a server and maps the applications that are interconnected with each other. Application to application dependency displays all the applications that are running on the same and different servers and maps the ones that are interconnected. Application discovery and dependency mapping feature helps to discover and group resources, establish relationships between them, helps them map correctly to provide holistic view of their IT infrastructure, assesses the health and impact potential of resources, and more. For example, if an application is running on server A and it's using the database running on server B, so for these two servers, we can create a relationship map. We can also view the live status of applications at the hosted servers as well. This feature will help you detect and isolate problems, if any. You'll also be able to see the periodic status of your applications and make informed decisions. Now, rather than checking if the whole server is down or database is down manually, you'll be able to check and see the root cause of a given issue just by hovering towards it. Now, let's switch to the UI to see how this works. Go to Settings. Under Discovery and Data Collection, click Add or Discover. So here you will see that Applications Manager supports 150 plus technologies, both on-premise and on-cloud. So here you will see that it supports application servers, cloud applications, converged infrastructure, database servers, ERP, mail servers, middleware or messaging portals, servers, services, VMs, and web server or services. Now let's see what discovery holds. So click Add New, and you can provide the discovery details here. You can either use all the credentials from Credential Manager, or you can use the ones that are already present. So you can also mention the type of discovery you want, whether it's based on range or CIDR or even VMware. You can also provide the subnet mask, and you can configure ports of your choice. You can also see the default ports here. So once you're done giving the details, you can either click Discover or Discover and Add. So I already have a sample for you here. So this is how our ADDM feature looks like. You can see that this core server is connected to Tomcat as well as an IIS server. Once you hover over it, you'll be able to see the health and status of that particular server. Now, you might have a lot of applications in your infrastructure, right? You might have hundreds of servers, 50 VMs, 50 databases, etc. Now, how nice will it be to get a holistic view of the entire group of applications at one go? This is exactly what our monitor group feature helps you with. Now, monitor groups are a logical group of one or more monitors that provides a holistic view of your business environment. For example, the health of an online web application might depend on various factors, such as the health of the application server hosting the web application, the availability of the web server for accessing the web applications, the database server for storing or getting the required information, etc. These web applications and services can be grouped together and monitored as a single monitor group. Now we can go under New Monitor Group, click Monitor Group. So here you can name the monitor group and select available users. So you can either choose to create a monitor group or a web application group. And you can also choose to create a map view for the particular monitor group. And you can also select a location based on your choice. And you can click Create Group. So here you can also associate monitors with a particular group. I'm going to be associating 5 monitors here. So here I'll be able to see the summary of the particular monitor group, health of the subgroups, as well as all the monitors listed under this particular monitor group. The inventory details will provide you the monitor group and the monitor details. The business view will give you clear insight into how these applications are connected to each other and their dependencies. For example, you can hover over the ActiveMQ server, and here you can see that the health of the ActiveMQ is all clear and all the dependent attributes are also going strong. You can also create your own custom dashboards for your monitor group so that you'll be able to see the performance of each and every metric of your choice. Now let's switch to the presentation. And we are going to be proceeding towards the second topic, which is measuring key performance metrics across your application servers and databases. Did you know According to a recent survey, where we surveyed over 450 IT admins, engineers, CIOs, CTOs, and other executives, a staggering 61% of them responded that their businesses will be focusing on modernizing legacy infrastructures such as servers and applications in 2023. Yes, you heard that right. Application modernization has become a buzzword now. What exactly is application modernization? Application modernization is a process that improves software delivery performance for a business by updating rather than replacing older legacy software systems. Now, modernizing outdated servers and applications can provide improved visibility, enhanced scalability, faster problem resolution, as well as reduced downtime. Some of the common challenges faced while monitoring modern applications include data fragmentation. Now, we all are aware that the monitoring tool landscape is vast. There are many great point solutions, including open source tools for a lot of use cases. But operating multiple fragmented point solutions with disparate data stores leads to data silos, which makes it extremely difficult, sometimes even impossible, to correlate data. This in turn increases the time to detect and resolve problems. The second challenge is inadequate monitoring coverage. It is crucial to ensure that all the critical servers and infrastructure components are properly monitored. Incomplete monitoring coverage can result in blind spots, leaving certain areas unmonitored and increasing the risk of undetected issues. The third challenge is false positives and alert fatigues. Monitoring systems may generate false positive alerts, triggering unnecessary notifications and leading to alert fatigue among IT teams. Sorting through large volumes of data can be time consuming and may result in overlooking genuine issues. Now, the fourth challenge is data overload and analysis. Monitoring generates a significant amount of data, right? Now, this can include metrics, logs, traces, and events. Effectively analyzing and extracting meaningful insights from this data can be a challenge. Organizations need to invest in robust analytic capabilities and skilled personnel to interpret and act upon the monitoring data effectively. So, how do you tackle these challenges and understand where exactly the issue is? For that, it is important to get visibility into what exactly constitutes an issue. So for this, you'll be needing full stack visibility into what's happening in your IT infrastructure. Now, the problem can be anywhere. It can be with respect to hardware, network, your operating system, or even applications. You may encounter issues as small as availability problems to as big as users always complaining of slowness within your applications. Now, to ensure optimum performance, it is important to understand the key metrics you need to track, no matter which environment your applications are running on, whether it's on premise, private cloud, public cloud, or even hybrid cloud. Now, let's take a look at the key parameters you need to focus for application servers, and databases. Now, when it comes to monitoring application servers, one of the key metrics that you need to focus on is your JVM heap usage. Now, this is a critical metric because it helps you identify the memory-intensive parts of the application, detect memory leaks, determine how much memory should be allocated to a Java application. Applications Manager also helps you check or identify the current Java usage of your application. In case there is any issue or if the Java usage is high, you can always create an alert. Apart from this, you'll also be able to see the server response time, which is how long your servers are taking to respond to a given request. Along with this, you can also monitor the threads generated by your application. If a particular thread utilization goes beyond the set value, a warning can be generated. Now, when it comes to servers, apart from the usual metrics like CPU, memory, or disk, it is very important to monitor event logs, processes, and services as well. Now, monitoring event logs can help you better understand how the system is operating, and they can also give you insight into the health of the system. In addition, monitoring servers at the process level will tell you why the server is resource constrained and what exactly is causing the issue. This clarity will help you detect when a specific process goes haywire, which deprives other processes of resources and brings down the performance of the server or the entire infrastructure. Without process monitoring, identifying the root cause that trigger these chain of events is close to impossible. Now let's see the metrics that you need to monitor with respect to databases. First and foremost, it is critical to monitor your query performance. Tracking query performance will enable you to identify which queries are slowing down your databases. Applications Manager can list all the slow performing queries that are affecting your database. Then you'll also be able to identify when the last backup was executed and create an alert for it. You can also create, start, or stop a particular job in Applications Manager. You can monitor session details to understand the users who are currently active, check log statistics, and buffer pool usage of the database server. Now let's switch to UI to understand this better. So I'm going to show you one application under each of servers, application servers, and databases. In case you want to know more about an application of your choice, you can always sign up for a personalized demo. So under servers, I'm going to show you how the Windows server works. So under the overview tab, you'll be able to view the availability, health, response time, CPU, memory, and disk utilization metrics of the server. You'll also be able to view the page memory usage stats and breakup of CPU utilization. In case you have added a process or a service, you'll be able to see that as well. Under CPU, disk, and network tabs, you'll be able to see the breakup of CPU utilization, the disk utilization, disk input-output stats, and network metrics like firewall details, network interfaces, and so on. In case you've enabled event log monitoring, you'll be able to see those details as well. In case you've enabled schedule task to your Windows, you'll be able to see that as well. Now, under application servers, let's see how a Tomcat server works. Under the Overview tab, you'll be able to see the availability and performance history for the last 6 hours. You'll be able to see the server response time, server performance, thread usage, class loading, response summary, and more. You'll also be able to see the memory utilization, memory usage, and the amount of memory each Tomcat is consumed, and the amount of memory that's free. You'll also be able to view the garbage collector details. The thread tab will give you insight into the thread pool utilization and the busy threads. Under web, you'll be able to see the request statistics, processing time, and so on. You'll also be able to select an action as well as compare reports here. The Web Applications tab will give you insight into application summary in case anything is running. The Servlets tab will give you information into servlets and page performance, along with details like successful requests, failed requests, and more. Now let's take a look at databases. When it comes to database, Applications Manager monitors a wide range of database, which includes Cassandra, IBM DB2, MS SQL, MySQL, Neo4j, Oracle, SAP HANA, PostgreSQL, Sybase, and more. In case you want more detailed information, you can always sign up for a personalized demo. Now, let me show you how an MS SQL server works. So under the overview tab, you'll be able to see the availability and health of your MS SQL server, including metrics like buffer cache hit ratio, plan cache hit ratio, memory usage, buffer manager statistics, access method details, and more. You'll also be able to see the log and latch details. Under performance, you'll be able to see the top queries by CPU and the top slow running queries, apart from the other metrics. Top slow running queries will give you insight into the query that's slowing down your database performance, and you'll be able to drill down and optimize the same. The database tab will give you all the database details, including the data file and log file details. You can click on to a particular database to view it in detail. The Sessions tab will give you insight into the connection statistics, SQL statistics, and database connection details. Under Jobs, you'll be able to view the current execution status of the job, whether it's idle, disabled, or executing. And you'll also be able to see the last run status. The Backup and Restore tab will give you insight into the backup details, when the last backup was taken, and you'll be able to identify the same based upon the backup age. Then you'll also be able to see the replication details, the number of users who have accessed your databases, cluster details, as well as always on availability groups. So this is how you can monitor your databases, application servers, and servers in Applications Manager. Now let's switch to the third topic for the day, which is leveraging AI and ML to detect anomalies and troubleshoot issues quickly. Usually when an issue occurs, an alert is sent, and when the number of alerts pile up, they sometimes tend to get overlooked by the L1 or the NOC team, or the point of contact may be unsure as to how to deal with the given issue. At that particular time, it's a very hard situation to deal with. So this is exactly where automation can come in handy. Let us understand this with the help of an example. Let's say you have an MS SQL server that needs to be backed up every 12 hours, and due to some issue, they haven't been backed up in the last 24 hours. Instead of manually scoring through, Applications Manager will help you automate actions via a custom script. The script will associate alarm with the SQL job action, and this action can be automated whenever your backup age exceeds a set time. How exactly can automation help you? Automation can reduce alert fatigue and help with quicker troubleshooting. That is, you'll be able to filter the noise. Say you have n number of alerts and you don't know which one to prioritize. Automation will help you ensure that you're able to prioritize the alert that is valid as well as critical. Then you'll be able to identify, isolate, and pinpoint to the root cause of issue and automatically initiate remediation with the help of script or orchestration methods. Now, another important area where ML is used is the threshold profile. Applications Manager currently supports static, adaptive, and anomaly threshold profiles. For example, say that you have a Tomcat server where you want to monitor memory utilization. Instead of configuring a static threshold, if you choose an adaptive one, when the current memory utilization deviates from the usual pattern, an alert will be triggered. Now let's go to the UI to see how this works. So under UI, you can go to alarms. So here you can view the severity of the alarms. So we have 3 severities: clear, warning, as well as critical. You can also see the alarm message, type, and you can assign it to a particular technician. Then we have something known as actions. So this action will help you get your alerts in the channel of your choice. So you can either choose to perform an email action, SMS action, cloud, virtual machine action, container action, SQL job action, and more. So I'm just going to show you how a SQL job action works. So here you can give a display name and you can select the action type. It can be either start job, stop job, or a restart job. And you can also add a particular SQL job here from the details that are present. And you can either select the servers of your choice. You can choose to either auto select the servers or select all the servers in a particular monitor group. So you can also choose to configure an email action once this is executed. So you can execute the action based on business tasks or even outside of it. So once you create action, it will be automatically created and you can associate it with the alarm of your choice whenever you want. Now let's take a look at the threshold profile. So here you can see that we have three profiles: threshold profile, adaptive profile, and anomaly. So here you can give the threshold name and you can assign the severity. See, for example, here it said that if the monitor value is greater than the threshold limit 5 times, then the critical severity will be triggered. Now, this is the case. Say, for example, your threshold is reached 5 times and the poll interval is, say, 10 minutes each. Now, see, after 15 minutes, if this issue continues to occur, then you will be given a critical severity. See, you set a threshold limit of 3. Now, after 30 minutes, if this issue continues to occur, then you might receive a warning alert. So you can configure this based on your choice. The next one is the adaptive profile. Now, adaptive profile will help compare values based on baseline values or custom expression. So here you will be able to compare the current values with the values that have performed the best. Say, for example, your CPU utilization has performed its best in the third week of May. Then you might want to compare your current week's CPU utilization with the CPU utilization of the third week. So if the threshold is exceeded, then you will immediately receive an alert. So similar to threshold profile, you can also assign the severity here and you can also specify the number of polls to try out of the total consecutive polls. The next one is the anomaly profile. So here also you can give the fixed baseline value and you can expect to trigger an anomaly when the upper limit or the lower limit exceeds the given range. Now we use two comparison methods here. The first one can compare the last hour value directly with the baseline value, or you can choose to compare the values based on the corresponding difference with the previous hour. So this can be done based on your choice. Now let's switch to the presentation and proceed with the fourth topic of the day, which is leveraging AI and ML to analyze performance trends and plan capacity. So Applications Manager supports for over 100 plus performance reports. And apart from that, we also support capacity planning reports that help you understand the utilization trends of your resources and it will help you plan capacity. We also provide ML-based forecast reports that will help you predict the growth and utilization trends of a particular attribute. Now we support 100 plus performance types, but we'll be seeing the top 6 here. If you want to know more about the other ones, you can always schedule a personalized demo. So the first one here is the availability and health report. So this will give you insight into the health and availability of all the applications present within a monitor group. The downtime summary report will give you insight into the downtime report for the particular monitor or even the monitor group. You'll be able to see the unmanaged or scheduled applications here. The trend analysis report will give you insight into the performance of each of the attributes in your application over a period of time. The next one is the history report. Now, history report in Applications Manager will provide a detailed history of the particular attribute of a monitor. You can also generate historical trend across business hours for a particular attribute. This provides you with the understanding to the amount of resource which is being consumed by this particular attribute over a period of time. The next one is the hour of the day report. This report generates an hour's average for a particular time period for the particular attribute. For example, say you've selected the last 7 days of data, the report generates a hour's minimum, maximum, and hourly average. This report helps you visualize the various bottlenecks that appear for this attribute or resource during a particular time period. This allows you to plan the future impact of bottleneck on this attribute or resource. Now the next one is the inventory report. So this will give you insight into all the applications, the type, the poll interval, the state of the particular application, whether it has been managed or unmanaged, and the created time. Now let's move on to capacity utilization. So we can categorize the servers here into three types, being the oversized, undersized, and idle servers. Now, an undersized server is the one that has insufficient resources to handle the workload it is expected to handle, whereas the oversized server is the one that has more resources than it needs to handle the workload it is expected to handle, whereas idle server is the one which is either not being used at all or is being used well below its capacity. Now, all these three types of servers will cause issues at an application as well as at a server level. Capacity planning will help you avoid these scenarios by categorizing the servers. These reports can be shared with your concerned teams to ensure that the resource allocation is done properly, be it in production or other environments. Now, the next report is the forecast reports. Now, the forecast report will help you predict the growth and utilization trends of a particular attribute over a period of time. Say, for example, you want to know the disk utilization for the month of November 2023. So you'll be able to view the same. This particular data is predicted based on the historical patterns as well as usage. Now, apart from providing reports, Applications Manager also comes with intelligent dashboards and widgets. These will help you visualize data at a glance. You'll also be able to create custom dashboards based on your requirements. Apart from that, Applications Manager also provides several smart widgets, including performance widgets, alarm summary widgets, availability and health, monitor error status, business view widget, heat map widget, server uptime widget, utility widget, and more. Now let's switch to the UI to see how this works. Let's go to reports. So under reports, I'm going to show you how the at a glance report works. So here you'll be able to see the availability, response time, physical memory, jobs, CPU utilization, disk utilization, etc. at a glance. The current snapshot report will give you the health and availability of the particular monitors present within the group. You'll also be able to see the root cause of the given issue. History report will also give you the availability and health history for over a period of time. You can also choose it for the last 7 days, month, or close to a year. Under availability reports, you'll be able to see the outage comparison report, where you'll be able to compare the outage that has happened in this particular week or month to the last particular week or month. You'll also be able to see the difference in downtime duration. The next is the availability and downtime trend report. So you'll be able to see the availability and downtime trend for the particular application. The next one is the alarm summary report. So here you'll be able to see the alarm occurrences and you'll be able to classify them based on clear, critical, and warning. You'll also able to see the total alarm occurrences. The next one is the response time report. Where you'll be able to see the response of all the applications over a period of time. Now, the next type of report is the trend analysis report. So let me select a monitor here. So I'll be able to view the at-a-glance report of a particular monitor and the summary report of the particular monitor. The next one is the inventory report. So I'm selecting the application server category here. So I'll be able to view all the applications that are present within the inventory, along with the creation time, whether it's been managed or not. You'll also be able to see if they're associated with any monitor groups, the username, as well as the port details. You can also export these as PDFs as well as Excel files. The next one is the capacity planning report. So let's see that for a Linux server. So we are seeing here for an undersized Linux server. So you can see that the CPU utilization is undersized. You can configure the settings here so as to receive the alerts in case any one of the following conditions or all of the following conditions occur. And the next kind of report is forecast report. So here you'll be able to see the forecast report of disk utilization servers. So here, as you can see, you'll be able to see the forecast of an attribute by growth as well as by utilization. So you can also view the stats here. So that's all with the reports. Now let me show you how our dashboards look like. So you'll be able to create your own dashboards. So you can give the information here, select the widgets of your choice, and even associate users. So as of the current dashboards, you can also publish the particular dashboard to share it with other members in your team. You can edit the dashboard as well as add new widgets. So here you can see the performance widgets, the infrastructure snapshot, which will give you insight into the availability and health of all the applications that are present. You'll also be able to see the current availability and health status of multiple monitors at a point. You'll also be able to view the availability, health, and alarm summary with the help of these widgets. And the downtime scheduler unmanaged widget will give you information on the monitors for which downtime or is unmanaged. You'll also be able to view the dependency map and the top 10 alarms along with their issues. The alarm summary widget will give you insight into the severity of the top 10 alarms as well along with the alarms message. The server uptime widget will give you insight into the amount of time that the server has been up, and you'll also be able to view the availability history of monitor groups in monitors. Apart from that, you'll also be able to view the heat map widget, which will give you insight into the total number of unmanaged, down, as well as the clear servers. You'll also be able to get a monitor status view of all the monitors that are present in your infrastructure. Now let's proceed to the last topic of today, which is achieving more out of Applications Manager with built-in integrations. Now, Applications Manager has direct integrations with third-party services such as Prometheus, ServiceNow, and Slack. We also integrate with our in-house solutions like ManageEngine Alarms One, Analytics Plus, and Services Plus. So there are some advantages to this built-in integrations. They provide end-to-end visibility, help reduce bottlenecks, give performance insights, as well as make reporting more efficient and help avoid SLA breaches. Now let us see how Applications Manager's integration with Service Displays works. So with the help of this integration, you will be able to sync your CIs with Applications Manager. That is, you'll be able to automatically discover all the IT components in the configuration management database of the service displays, as well as create dependencies amongst them in Applications Manager. You'll be able to tag all the configuration items in your IT infrastructure, map relationships, and predict the impact of CIs on your business if any modification is made. You'll also be able to troubleshoot issues faster with instant ticket logging in action. That is, you'll be able to automate the process of categorizing, prioritizing, and assigning tickets to technicians in service displays from within Applications Manager. You'll be able to create a ticket, track the change in status of a given ticket, and all of its updates until it's finally resolved. Applications Manager will also help you generate alerts whenever a particular monitor violates its threshold value, and you'll also be able to receive the same in service displays. Now, this automated workflow will help you achieve more faster as well as ensure that no ticket is ever left unattended. Now, the next integration is with Prometheus. As of now, our Prometheus integration is limited to Tomcat servers, but we plan on expanding our support soon. So this Prometheus integration will enable you to discover multiple Tomcats from different subnets. This will reduce a lot of time spent during discovery. Now let's see how this works in Applications Manager. So under Settings, under Product Settings, select Add-on Settings. So here you'll be able to see all the third-party integrations that are present. So I'm going to show you how the Prometheus integration works first. So here you can display, give the display name as well as the polling interval. So we support two types of data collection when it comes to Prometheus. The first one is exposed Prometheus API, and the second one is curl through SSH. Now, the exposed API option allows Applications Manager to directly access the Prometheus URL to collect data for Tomcat servers and discovery. You can choose this option when your Prometheus URL is accessible throughout the network. The second one is SSH. Now, this option allows Applications Manager to access the Prometheus URL only in the system in which Prometheus is deployed. This option is viable if you've deployed Prometheus as a pod in the container environment and are using Linux targets. Now we can also provide Prometheus server details like hostname or IP address, Prometheus API port, endpoint, and protocols. And you can also provide the basic authentication details. So here you'll also be able to provide discovery options. You also have the ability to pause discovery, discover and monitor all the services, but discover and not monitor or monitor just specific instances. You can also take action on a particular monitor if data is not available. You can either mark it as down, unmanage it, or even delete it. Now let's see how the integration with Service Displays works. Now Applications Manager integrates with SDP, SDP MSP, as well as SDP Cloud. So you can give the server name, port number, as well as the REST API key. You can also enable mail notification in case of connectivity failure. You will automatically receive an email and you can make the necessary changes. You can click Advanced Settings so as to enable ticketing, update the reopen and settings from Applications Manager. So once you give all the data here, the same will be updated in your SDP portal too. So this is how integrations in Applications Manager work. So we've come to the end of today's session. Now let's have a quick recap of what we discussed today. Today we discovered how you can auto-discover components and dependencies across your entire IT stack, and how you can measure key performance metrics across your application, servers and databases. You also saw how you can leverage AI and ML for alerts and reports, and how you can achieve more out of Applications Manager integrations. Thank you for attending the webinar. Have a nice day.